Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This week's deep thought for me was about losing weight, getting fit, being healthy, things like that. So I started, throughout my life I've always kind of been into like fitness and health and things like that. And but I was never consistent with it. And I probably started 3 years ago being more consistent and, learning more about, health and fitness and things like that. I started lifting. So, which lifting does a lot. So I did a lot of like I would lift here or there. I would run here or there, but it was never really consistent. After I had my first daughter 10 years ago, it'll be 11 years ago this year, I was 200 when I went in to have her. I was like 176, I think, when I left the hospital. And a year later, I was 118 pounds. I ran, I had that year off of from work, which helped. So I just ran all the time. I started running. My parents were big runners and I started running all the time. And, I got down to 118 pounds. And I think I kind of, that was my lowest. And then I would stay about 125, 130 for a couple of years after that. Then I got pregnant with my son and I had my son, and I thought after I had him, then I would get back into running all the time and eating better and things like that, just giving me a reason to get back on to, back on track. And I didn't really with him so much. I just kind of like stayed at my like regular, kind of everybody has like a regular weight. Like if they're not working out or doing anything different, you kind of maintain a weight all the time. So, so I did that. And then, just kind of like, I just stayed kind of, my regular, I probably 160, I'd say. And I would say that I'm 160 for me is not hefty, but it's also not like skinny either. Like I don't think anybody really at my regular 160 weight, I don't think anybody would ever like describe me as hefty. You know what I'm saying? So, it was pretty average weight. So anyway, so I then just kind of lived my life or whatever, and I drank a lot of beer. Like and when you're drinking and when you're getting up in the morning, you're not wanting to get up and eat, chicken and rice and fruits and vegetables. You're wanting like processed foods, anything that has grease, anything that can help you with your, hangover, or even if it's not a full-on hangover, it's like you still have that feeling. So, so I could never really like stay consistent with it, like 100%. And so, let's see, probably 3 years ago, I really got into like, I was gonna start like lifting, and I'm not lifting heavy, I'm just lifting, it's not really heavy to me, I guess, I don't really know, I'm still learning too. But I started lifting and running, and that really helped. I had 2 babies in the last 4 years. They're 2 little girls, one of them's 3 and one of them's 2, and it really helped with postpartum. I think I really had postpartum after I had my son, and I don't think I really knew that I did. And it's not like I was like sad all the time, but it was just different. Like I would cry at things that like normally I wouldn't cry at, or like I wasn't really like a big crier unless like I was really upset. Like if I was mad, then I might cry, but I never really like cried that much, like if I was just sober, I guess I would say. Not that I was like drunk all the time, but when you're drinking, sometimes you cry more than whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, so then after I had my 3rd daughter, I really think that I had a lot of postpartum, and I was home alone a lot because my husband is a landscaper, so he was gone most of the day, and it was just me home alone, and it was hard. I was lonely, and it was hard. And so then I started working out and lifting a little bit and running, and that helped a lot. And then I got pregnant again. My 2 daughters are just 9 months or 18 months apart. So when My daughter was 9 months. I got pregnant again and ended up having my other daughter, and I continued to run and things like that until like you get to that point where like your uterus feels weird when you're running. It's like, ugh, I don't like the feeling. So then I still walked and I still lifted and stuff like that. I was just more careful. And then after I had her, my neighbor would come over and watch the girls while I would go running, and that helped so much. Like, she saved me with the postpartum for the fourth one, because again, I was alone most of the time and it was hard, but running and lifting helped a lot. It's just like, for me, I have like a lot of my inner voice is like really mean to me. I don't know why, but it's mean to me. And running quiets my mind. And you wouldn't think that, because it's, you know, it's a lot, but I guess that's all you're thinking about is like, I gotta keep going, I can do this, you know, I can, you know, I've done it before. I like to say, I can't say I did it if I didn't do it. I like saying that, I like that saying. So anyway, so my whole point of this video is that you have to be consistent and that you have to have self-discipline. There's no 5 steps. There's no list of things that you can do. It's literally just being consistent. If you're not going to be consistent, you're not going to gain muscle. You're not going to gain stamina to run, none of that. You have to stay consistent, and you have to, it's almost like a journey of self-love. You realize that like, I'm gonna go run because it's good for me. It's good for me mentally, it's good for me physically. And you know, you can either work on it right now, or you can work on it when you're, you know, older. So it's like, you can start running and lifting at a younger age and not have to worry so much when you get older. Or you can, you know, all those people that are like, oh, I'm not gonna eat that, that's healthy, that's gross, I'm not eating that, blah, blah, blah. Well, then you get to an age where now the doctors say you can't have this, you can't have that, you have to have this, you have to have that, because you have, like, you've abused your body for all of these years, that now you have to do it. To where if you could just maintain it, like, have a little bit of self-discipline and maybe don't eat the entire bag of chips, and maybe don't eat, you know, chips 7 days a week, you know, have a Friday night where, yeah, you have some chips, you know, but you're having a serving size of chips. And if you're going to have more than a serving size of chips, and you know that, and that's what you're going to do for supper, for lunch, have a lighter, healthier lunch, and learn learn to do it because you love yourself and because you're planning for your future. There's this saying that David Goggins says, that he's somebody who I've listened to for the last 3 years. Almost every single time that I run, I have one of his motivational videos on there in my ear, so I can listen to somebody that's telling me, like, you know, that I like him a lot. I like what he says. So anyway, so now I completely lost my train of thought. But so basically, so the saying. So it's not about what you want now, it's about what you want more. And I'm pretty sure that's David Goggins that said that, and if not, then I'm sorry. But I have that thought in my head all the time. It's not about what you want now, it's about what you want more. So you may, right now, you want to go inside and you want to binge your favorite show. You know, you get off work, you want to go inside and binge your favorite show. You know, you want to spend the next 3 hours sitting on the couch, eating chips, eating ice cream, eating this, eating that. Okay, that's what you want right now. But what do you want more? Do you want that bowl of ice cream, or do you want to take a half hour to yourself, or have your kids run around and play? I have 4 kids. They run around and play. They do whatever. If I can't find somebody to watch them and I want to go running, I have a jogger that I can use, and I take them running. Or, I mean, we come up with excuses for things that are hard all the time. If something is hard, you have an excuse for not doing it. It happens with working out, it happens in relationships, it happens at work. Anything that you can make an excuse for and say, this is too hard for me to do, you can just skip over it. Like, you know what, I just don't feel like doing it right now. I just need to rest, you know. And I'm not saying to not take rest days. 100% take rest days. It's important. It's important for your physical health and your mental health to take a break every once in a while. But maybe just not every single time that you think you need a break. And the days that you feel like you need a break, maybe those are the days that you should actually push yourself. And and that doesn't mean that you need to go on a 5-mile run or spend 2 hours lifting, but just take a half hour. Take your kids, do whatever, go walk around the block a couple times, and then maybe when you walk around the block a couple times, you're like, you know what, this feels really good. And instead of binging my show, right now, I think I'm just going to walk just a little bit farther, so basically, there are no steps to changing your life. It's literally changing your lifestyle. It's learning to love yourself enough right now that you're willing to feed yourself right, treat yourself right, take care of yourself physically, take care of yourself mentally, do what you have to do. Find a friend that you can talk to, somebody who you feel comfortable with. Even if the person isn't going to judge you and isn't going to make you feel bad, if you feel that they're going to do that, don't pick that person. Even if you need to just write it down in a journal, say, this is how I'm feeling, this is how this and that, this is, whatever, blah, 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 make a list, and then set that to the side, and then come back and read it a little bit later. See if you corrected it on your own. See if you still feel that way. That you have days where sometimes you feel like this certain thing really bothers you, and then a couple days later you're like, I don't know why that bothered me so much, but it did. And especially us as women, we have a lot of hormones, and we all handle stress different. Stress comes out different. So everybody is doing fine, and you don't need to be better than anybody but who you were yesterday. Just be a little bit better than who you were yesterday. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and I hope that you can learn to love yourself and take care of yourself now so that you don't have to do it in the future. Have a good weekend.